Good evening and welcome to Youghal Greyhound Stadium for the Connolly's Red Mill Southern Sprint and also the Rising Open Unraced Stake. Trap 1, Butterbridge Elf. 2, Moveover Hawk. 3, Charter My Way. 4, Sage of Omaha. 5, Duke's Wood. 6, Rising Bluebell.
Here in motion for race 5, the final of the Rising Open Unraced. 1, Butterbridge Elf. 2, Moveover Hawk. 3, Charter My Way. 4, Sage of Omaha. 5, Duke's Wood. And 6, Rising Bluebell. Away and racing in the 5th, and 3 takes a flyer, Charter My Way, but 2 now showing the pace into the bend. That's a Moveover Hawk on about a length clear into the bend, moves off a tiny bit. 3 in behind, Charter My Way is chasing hard. 5, Duke's Wood is also in behind now, trying to make a bit of ground, but down to halfway. It's all about Moveover Hawk on about 4 or 5 clear. Looks to have this one in control. 3 a second, Charter My Way. 5 challenging for that position. That's Duke's Wood, but it's all about number 2, Moveover Hawk. He's 6 or 7 clear. He's not going to be caught at this stage. This is a very, very impressive young pup. 5 is staying on late, but number 2, Moveover Hawk, trained by Rachel Wheeler for Kevin Drinan of Charitable, a very, very impressive, maintains his unbeaten record in the final of the Rising Open Unraced Stake.
Kevin, we've seen this stake produce Taylor Sky. Do you think that your dog can be as good as him?
Well, he has not an awful lot of experience yet, really. He's only just 3 races ran. So I think he has some good early pace.
Yeah.
And I'd say he'd be a good dog for next year. That's really, that'd be my opinion of him, really, you know.
Yeah. And where did you get this dog?
I bred the dog myself.
Tell me a bit about his background.
Moveover Haley is Westmead Hawk, and both they're a babe. So there was 3 dogs, 2 bitches in the litter. So this is the first dog to run. 1 bitch already, 1 in cock.
Very good.
And I've 2 more dogs left. So
And what's your plans for this dog for the future?
Well, my plans for this dog at future is he's for sale at the moment. And if I get a good offer, I'll take it. If not, I'll be looking forward to next year.
Rachel, you must have been delighted with his performance tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. Great early. It's always half the battle. You need early round here, and he got a decent trap draw, so we were kind of hopeful anyway. So it's great win.
Is he an easy dog to train?
Yeah, he's a little bit hyper sometimes at home. He's just a happy dog, but when he comes to the track, he just goes about his business well. Considering he's only had 3 races, he does everything right when he comes to the track, and seems pretty relaxed. So.
And what's his future plans?
I don't know, it depends on the owner, but he'd be a nice Laurels dog next year, I think.
After your success last year, it'd be nice to go back and try and defend your title.
Yeah, it'd be nice to have a nice double. He's got the same sort of early as the other dog, so.
Brilliant. Thank you very much.
Thanks, cheers.
This Unraced puppy stake, I suppose, is going for at least 10 years. Dermot Coffey, the bookmaker here, sponsored it for years when he was a bookmaker here on the track. I remember one bitch that won it was a bitch called Express Smasher. She was trained by Owen McKenna for Dalton's. She won it about 8 or 10 years ago. The same night, we won the Southern Sprint in the next race with a dog called Rising Fire that Owen McKenna trained for. So Owen did a big double that night. He won the Unraced for Dalton's, and he won the Southern Sprint for us. Then when Dermot Coffey gave up sponsoring, he gave up being a bookmaker here. The Lord of Mercy and Tony Brennan took it over, and he sponsored for a few years. And then poor Tony passed away, I suppose, about 4 or 5 years ago. So the track had no sponsor at that stage. So they were looking for somebody to sponsor it. So we kind of gladly hopped in, Damien and myself. We run the Rising Dogs, as you appreciate, and we sponsored it. And the first year that we sponsored it, we won it with a dog called Rising Hawk, who would be known to lots of other people as Taylor Sky afterwards, the dog that went on to win the English Derby. We have run a dog in it every year. Last year we had a dog called Rising Duke. He got beaten a short head by Crumpon James, who turned out to be a very good dog afterwards. And tonight's winner, Kevin Drinan's dog, Moveover Hawk is a real specialist. I'd say he's a real early place dog. He's a real good pup, you know. He's shown phenomenal early, which is what every good greyhound should do.
Yeah.
Greyhound races, as I'm concerned, is about being out and gone.
Yeah.
And he does that. He's out and he's gone. And he did 29.35 last week, and what did he do tonight? 29.20, 29.21. 3 phenomenal runs, like for a young dog.
Yeah.
God only knows what next year holds for him, but he's an exceptional pup anyway, you know what I mean?
Sure is.
This year, this stake, every year throws up good dogs, you know what I mean? And I'd say this year is no exception, you know?
Yeah. Dogs from Youghal tend to, go on in the future. Why do you think that is?
Well, Youghal is a very good galloping track, and it's a tough track actually. Dogs that will do time in Youghal will do time anywhere. You have to be a railer to win in Youghal, and it's really a track for inside dogs really. So you have to be I suppose a railer is probably the most important thing. But then you have to come home as well, because there's a long run home. But it's a tough track, and without exception, it's tougher than most other tracks around the country. You know what I mean? They always seem to find a bit of time when they go elsewhere, anyway, you know.
They do. I'm joined by Paddy Walsh, chairman of the supporters club here in Youghal. Paddy, were you happy with the crowd here tonight?
Yeah, we're delighted with the crowd here tonight. It's a cool night. We had a big crowd again last week. We had a Youghal J Club here last week, and the benefit nights are always pretty good to us here, you know.
Yeah. And where do you generate most of your revenue from?
Most of the revenue at the minute comes from our lotto. We have a track lotto, and it's going from strength to strength. Like, we have a couple of good foot soldiers on the ground, and we're constantly selling tickets in the cold, as you probably saw tonight coming in. And we said we said with the last month or two we should be gone upstairs, and we said to hell with it, we'd tough it out as long as we could. But that's the most of it come from. We started this year. Then we looked at getting sponsorship through advertising billboards, and we're just kind of in the start of it now. And you probably see coming in the gate, we just put up the first lot of them there just over the weekend. So that's the plan going forward, you know.
Good. And it's been a great night for you so far. You've already had a winner, and I think you're expecting to have another one.
Yeah, Mandy won her 29th race here tonight. Yeah, fantastic little bitch. She's only 56 pounds weight. She's a tiny little thing, but she's just made some stuff in her. Like, she was runner up in the Southern Sprint final last year, and just missed the kick last week in the semi-final, and just finished 4th and just didn't qualify. So bit unlucky, but look, that's the way it goes.
And what's her breeding like?
She's bred out of Royal Impact, out of our own bitch at home called Battle on Mandy. Battle on Mandy, we've had 4 litters out of her so far, and she's produced nearly 120 winners at this track.
Wow.
Already, so we're hoping to add another one onto it later on, hopefully.
Trap 1, Satin Jessie.
All right.
Yeah. Now here now, break here for race number 8, second big final of the night, the Red Bill Southern Sprint.
Trap 2, Riverside Cashin.
She's over head down and kicks Mill Tina. 2 is Riverside Cashin, trained by Graham Hunter, between the 3 syndicate of Bandit.
Trap 3, Urban Impact.
3 is Urban Impact, on and trained by John and Peter Hall, and Wexford is Royal Impact.
Trap 4, Rushmore Honey.
4 is Rushmore Honey, trained by Liam O'Callaghan, Varane O'Callaghan and Crew, and over Buddy McNaven and Axel Grease. 5 is Early Base, Stunning Buddy.
Trap 5, Stunning Buddy. Trap 6, What About Jim?
Here a motion for the final of the Red Bill Southern Sprint. 1 Satin Jessie, 2 Riverside Cashin, 3 Urban Impact, 4 Rushmore Honey, 5 Stunning Buddy, and 6 What About Jim? Away in a racing in the final, and 2 comes away very, very well. Riverside Cashin, 1 on the inside. Satin Jessie showing pace, 5 also showing a good boot into the bend, but it is Satin Jessie out in front, 2 on the outside. Riverside Cashin has gone to the front again. Oh, it's neck and neck between the pair as they come off the last bend. Satin Jessie just assuredly as they come towards the finishing line. Satin Jessie is the winner of the 2013 Red Bill Southern Sprint. Second is number 2, Riverside Cashin, close for third.
I'm here with Eugene and Olive Sheehan. Eugene, I'm sure you're absolutely thrilled with your win tonight, but I know after getting trap draw number 1, you were always pretty confident that she was going to win.
Yeah, well, I would have preferred the inside, naturally.
Yeah.
But I would have liked to be out a little bit further.
Okay.
Maybe 2, I would have taken 3. But I was happy to be inside rather than outside.
Yeah.
So
it's a little unusual to see headbound sprinting. Is she more of a stayer, or are you going to stay sprinting with her?
no, I think she's more of a sprinter.
Okay.
She seems to be a natural sprinter, and we'll stay sprinting for a while, and we'll see where we go from there. Even though that she did win an A5 stake in Corraheen Park, but I think sprinting might be her game.
And where did you buy her?
I bought her from Mr. Aidan Roach in Wexford.
Very good.
Kingsmill.
Very good.
Well-known Kingsmill man, so...
Very good.
Yeah.
And Olive then, what's the future plans for this dog, would you think?
Well, as Eugene said, I suppose he could have sold her a good few times since she first ran, so he said he was going to keep her for breeding.
Okay.
Eventually. But not for another year or
Not
more.
for another year.
Yeah.
So a few more sprints.
A few more sprints, and we'll see where we'll go from there then. You know, she could stay the 5-2-5-2, I think.
Yeah.
Maybe, you know. She did it in Cork, like, so she
Excellent.
could do.
Well, massive congratulations on
Thanks
your win.
very much.
Thank you. Tommy, I'm sure you'll agree that Rachel Wheeler's dog in the Rising Open Unraced was very impressive tonight.
Yeah, he did everything I suppose they expected of him. He has massive early pace. I mean, I spoke to Rachel a couple of weeks ago. We did a piece for the Examiner, and she said that he's one of the nicest dogs she's ever put a hand on. I mean, he showed it again tonight.
He did.
If people are being picky, they'd probably say the clock wasn't huge, and I don't think that'll worry her. I mean, this is a dog that she hasn't done an awful lot with. He showed massive early pace tonight. There were good dogs in there. I mean, it was a good find. It always throws up a good find. I mean, we had Rising Hawk, who became Taylor Sky to win an English Derby here, you know.
True.
We had Bohard of Light. Well, you know, we've had very, very good dogs right throughout the stake, through the years. He's going to improve. I mean, last week it looked like a sub-39 second run. It was 29.33. There was nothing wrong with it. He showed massive pace down the back. Probably came back to them a small bit, but this was a good performance again. I mean, he's a dog for the future. I mean, she's already talking. It's nice. She had a finals in the Laurels last year. She won it this year, and she's talking about a dog. Now, obviously, it's a long way away. It's 12 months away, but he looks the right type for her. So hopefully he'll go on and develop and turn into that type of dog.
Hopefully. And we're just after seeing the Connellys. What did you think of that?
Yeah, the Southern Sprint, a fine performance from Satin Jessie. She's a lovely bitch. Eugene Sheehan of Mallow has her himself. She's got a great record. I mean, that's her 6th win in 11 starts. Yeah. She wanted trap one. She doesn't necessarily always break very, very well. You saw tonight that Riverside Cashin broke slightly in front of her. Yeah. And probably actually Riverside Cashin ran the two bends very, very well. Probably got a half a length out of her around the two bends, but she stays very well. She sticks to the rails, and she got that advantage coming off the last turn, and she accelerated to the line. She's a smashing bitch. I mean, she's a proper good one. And once she had trap one, I think the connections were delighted.
John, you must have been happy with tonight.
Yeah, we were pleased. We had a good turnout. We also had the Giant GA Club, the Klein GA Club, and they added to our numbers. We're very pleased with the quality of contender in both our finals tonight. It was no secret that Rachel Wheeler held her dog in high esteem.
She did.
Since the Laurels, and so definitely he added an attraction to it, and he proved his worth. Some good dogs ran in it during the week, and I hope that they'll be heard of again. Yeah. Our sprint is always a good mark of a sprinter here because it's such a tight track. And Satin Jessie, she looked good from the start, and I suppose she proved it again tonight. Stunning Buddy did some big runs, but I'd imagine the more galloping track like Mullingar probably suited him, you know.
And you have a super supporters club here, and I believe they subsidise the gate in the months of July and August.
That's right, yeah. The supporters club are very helpful. They do an awful lot of work here, put a lot of money into stakes. They're very helpful, and during the months of July and August, our Monday night, Friday night racing is supplemented. The gate is sponsored by the track supporters, which is funded by their lotto. So it was great. It was great. It was a super job.
Things are going to quieten down after tonight, but what have you got on the agenda for here next?
Yeah, what traditionally the Youghal campaign finishes with tonight's features. Monday night racing ceased this week. We'll race Friday nights from here till March, and there's stakes always in the offing. We have A4s coming up, A5s. A3 is a good standard here. We run regular A3 stakes, and we'll hope to run some getting out races, A1, A2s. They'll be all advertised on the IGB site and in the sporting press. So,
John, another great night for Red Mills with Rachel Wheeler, a Red Mills customer, winning the Rising Open Unraced.
Very good, up and coming trainer. Rachel, she's really gone from strength to strength.
She really is.
She won the Laurels there only last week, so it's a great win here again for her tonight. She actually thinks a lot of this pup now. Yeah. So it's upwards and onwards for her, I think.
And then the Connolly's Red Mills Southern Sprint. What do you think of that?
It's a good sprint. The winner, in fairness, has done the clock around here a few times. Likes Youghal, seems to be tight railing bitch, so the rail really suits her and she likes it. It's a good race. She had to work hard. Graham Holland in trap 2 really put it up to her tonight, came out well and challenged her all the way. She has a bit of class, that bitch, I think, so it showed in the end.
And where are we off to next, John?
Next would be the Night of Stars, which is on the 30th of November, and we'll be off to Shelburne for that night. So that'll wind up our year, I think, for that.
Brilliant. Well, we'll see you on the 30th of November in Shelburne.